The armpit incident, a Kelly Ripa tale. Kelly Ripa had always prided herself on her sense of adventure. Sure, she was a television star, a daytime darling, a morning show icon, but she was also a woman of the world. And that's why she found herself crammed into a train compartment somewhere between Florence and Rome on a sweltering summer afternoon. It'll be romantic, she had told Mark, her ever-supportive husband. We'll take the train, see the countryside, live like locals. But the dream was melting into a pungent reality as the ancient Italian train chugged its way through sun-drenched vineyards, crammed with tourists, students, and a man whose idea of personal space was non-existent. The compartment was stifling. The air conditioning had long given up the ghost, and bodies were pressed together like sweaty sardines. Kelly, in oversized sunglasses and a linen shirt that clung a bit too closely to her back, clutched her woven tote like a lifeline. Mark had gone off to find water, at least, that's what he claimed. But she'd begun to suspect he had simply fled. And then it happened. A man tall, broad, and aggressively fragrant squeezed into the seat beside her. He was one of those people whose confidence bordered on delusion. He wore a tank top that had seen better decades, and his armpit hair damp, defiant, and aromatic fluttered dangerously close to Kelly's personal airspace. "Scusi," he said, not moving at all. Kelly tried to smile politely, shifting slightly toward the window, but there was nowhere to go. The train lurched. So did the man. And suddenly it was there, the armpit. Not near her face, not hovering above. It was like being mugged by a gym sock. Her eyes watered, her soul left her body. It smelled like onions, regret, and the kind of cheap cologne that doubles as bug spray. "Oh my God," she gasped, "Recoiling. The man merely nodded, clearly interpreting her horror as enthusiasm. "You like?" he asked in thickly accented English. "Natural smell. Is real man smell." Kelly considered her options: death, defenestration, jumping from the train. But just as panic threatened to overcome her, a voice spoke up from across the aisle. "Hey. Hey, buddy," it called. "Maybe let the lady breathe, yeah?" Kelly turned. Her savior was a woman tall, auburn-haired, and dressed in an effortlessly cool travel outfit that screamed solo Euro trip. She had the poise of a diplomat and the ferocity of a street fighter, a travel angel. The armpit man turned, frowning. "We are sharing seat." "She's not sharing your hygiene experiment," the woman stopped. "Move." He grumbled something in another language and leaned back barely. But it was enough for Kelly to suck in a fresh breath of air and regain the will to live. "Think." "You," she whispered to the stranger, blinking through the trauma. "Don't mention it," the woman said, sliding into the now available seat beside Kelly. "You look like you were being held hostage by an aggressive loaf of cheese." Kelly laughed, the sound half hysterical. "I was." "I'm Jules," the woman offered, holding out a hand. "Kelly." She replied, "Kelly Ripa?" Jules blinked. "The Kelly Ripa?" Kelly nodded, brushing a strand of damp hair behind her ear. "Well, I guess even celebrities aren't safe from the armpit apocalypse." They shared a laugh, and for the next hour, as the train clacked along through olive groves and sun-bleached villages, the trauma faded. They talked about travel, life, and the absurdity of fame. Kelly found herself relaxing for the first time in hours when Mark finally returned, holding 2 lukewarm bottles of water and a suspicious-looking panini. He found his wife mid-laugh, tears of mirth rolling down her cheeks. "What did I miss?" he asked warily. Kelly wiped her eyes. "Oh, just an impromptu aromatherapy session." "You left me in the hands, or rather, the pit of doom?" Mark raised an eyebrow. "I warned you this was a terrible idea, and I will never doubt you again," she said solemnly. The train finally rolled into Rome. And as they stepped off onto the bustling platform, Kelly turned to Jules. Seriously? Thank you. I'm going to write about this in my memoir. You'd better, Jules said, hoisting her backpack. But change my name to something cool, like Raven or Blade. Done, Kelly laughed. Raven it is. They hugged, parting like old friends who'd shared a very specific kind of battlefield. Kelly slipped her sunglasses back on and turned to Mark. Next time we take the Ferrari, she said. He nodded. And I'm driving. But as they walked toward their hotel, the weight of the moment stuck with her, not just the trauma, which would forever be known as the armpit incident, but the kindness of a stranger. A woman who had seen a fellow traveler in distress and chosen to step in, to say something, to make a difference, even if it was just saving a famous face from the clutches of a particularly bold biohazard. Back on set weeks later, Kelly told the story on air. She acted out the whole ordeal complete with dramatic sound effects, exaggerated pit wafting, and Mark's now legendary line, "You're on your own, babe." The audience roared. Memes were born. And somewhere, maybe on another train or trekking through the Balkans, Jules, or Raven as she now preferred, smiled knowingly, sipping espresso from a tiny cup dot because sometimes, even in the most unexpected, aromatic moments of life, heroes appear, and their armpits, blessedly, delightfully distant. If you'd like a version written in a different tone, more dramatic, satirical, or even from the point of view